I went to an early preview of Epic Universe in Orlando, and I can confidently say that this was the best theme park experience I've had in Orlando. I love theme parks, and I love each theme park in Orlando for a different reason. I love going to Epcot for the food. I love going to Magic Kingdom just for the nostalgia and also for the magic, of course. I love going to Islands of Adventure because I love Jurassic Park, but Epic Universe had everything. We started our day by first going to the monster section, and as soon as you go into any section, there's this big giant portals. So you're basically being transported in and out of each universe. As soon as we cross the portal, there's this huge cauldron with smoke coming out of it. There's a violinist. It was amazing. I felt like Frankenstein's Manor was as big as Cinderella Castle, and so we joined that queue right away. The queue was incredible. It really felt like I was on set for a movie. The props, the theming, it was very dark and very loud, so I can see some people not enjoying it, but it was insane. I won't give any spoilers about the ride itself, but the animatronics were incredible. There was so much happening in the ride. There were so many points where I was like, who are we supposed to be cheering for? It was very scary, I will say, but a phenomenal ride and a really great way to start our day. We did explore each land pretty thoroughly, and because no guests were able to have their phones, the park was moving really efficiently. It was amazing. This was the first time for me that I've ever not had some kind of device to take photos or videos. We did do the werewolf coaster, and each ride cart spins independently of each other. We were also told that that ride is kind of like the Tower of Terror, where it's random each time. Spinning rides do make me feel pretty nauseous, so luckily our cart wasn't spinning a whole lot. I'm glad I did it, but I'll never do that ride again. What we saw was a roaming character from the ride, so I think his name was Eeyore, and he was walking around tracking animal prints. That was so cool. There were meet and greets happening in that area with some of the monsters, but we just didn't see them. We then went to the Wizarding World section, and that was amazing. If you watch my merch haul video from Epic Universe, it was all Wizarding World merch, because as soon as I stepped foot into that area, it really felt like I was on set. This didn't just feel like, oh, good theming. I felt like they filmed Fantastic Beasts in this area. It was Warner Brothers studio lot level detail. I would recommend watching the Fantastic Beasts movies just so that you're caught up on what's going on, and you'll appreciate the Easter eggs throughout the space. So you're in France, and the detail is amazing because these tall, gorgeous buildings have window displays up until like the third or fourth story. The wand shop was my favorite gift shop. It just looked so gorgeous with this amazing chandelier as the centerpiece. And we did buy Paris exclusive wands. The show was amazing. We didn't know what to expect when we got into it because there was kind of like a pre-show, which we thought was the show. And we were like, oh, that was cool, but a little disappointed. And then we move into the big theater, and the show was amazing. And that's where you're going to find the magical creatures. It was really well done. So the Wizarding World ride was down, but it's the Trials of Dolores Umbridge. And so we were able to walk the queue. Because you're in the French Ministry of Magic, you get to use flue powder to go to the British Ministry of Magic. And that effect was so amazing. When you go through the flue powder effect, because of the lighting and the smoke, temporarily your visibility is a little bit limited, so it does feel like you're going from two different places. It really is well done. You get to tour the entire Ministry of Magic, and again, this is studio level detail. It felt like I was at the Warner Brothers studio lot in London. You get to go through Umbridge's office, which was very cool. There was an incredible animatronic in there, and the effects had her plates as well, which was really cool to see because that was, in my opinion, one of the coolest things about her office, just all of these cat plates that were moving. When we get to the main area of the British Ministry of Magic, there's a big poster with Umbridge's Azkaban photos. It was all amazing. I don't know what happens on that ride, but I will be back, and that will be the first ride that I go to. So this was a first for me at a Universal park. A character came up to us. He was an undercover Auror, and he was looking for dark wizards. So as he said, please, madames, come here. And so we went into this dark alley and he was asking us questions and he had a little notebook, he had a badge, and I was so in it. It was so cool. It was just so much fun. The area that I think we spent the most time in, and I think the one that's going to be most kid friendly other than Nintendo, would be How to Train Your Dragon. We were able to sit down for the show, but it started for like 2 seconds and then they had to clear the theater for tech issues. This is no complaint at all. They were very upfront saying this is their technical rehearsal. Things are going to go down. Things aren't going to work. This is brand new for everyone. But that was why we weren't able to see the show. All I can tell you is that it's a musical because they opened with drums and singing, and that's all I got. Jay Baruchel, actually, who voices Hiccup, Canadian, hello, does the intro for that attraction. And we also heard him doing like the safety spiel for the coaster as well. We did the water attraction, which you get soaked. It was a lot of fun. The coaster we actually did twice. We did it first at the very front, and then the second time we did it was at the back. If you can get the front, it was amazing. I'd say I had the most fun on that roller coaster, but the most exciting ride, I'd say, was the Monsters ride. So the Bowser ride and the Donkey Kong ride were both down, so we didn't get to do those ones, but we did do the Yoshi ride and that was fun. We were hoping to see some of the characters, but timing wise it didn't work out. But that land was insane. The way it works is you go up the escalator to enter the portal, you come out on the other side, and I really felt like I was transported into the video game. It was so cool. And I've played enough that I can really appreciate how well done this area was. That was the area that we spent the least amount of time in, just because when those rides were down, we were trying to use our time up as best we could. The way we ended our day was the carousel in the center, and it was this gorgeous celestial carousel with all of these beautiful animals. It had the most gorgeous color scheme. We ended up closing out the park with that, and each ride gets a different song. So they said there's maybe 11 or 12 different songs, and we got the funky song. At one point it goes in reverse and it was really fun. It was a great way to end our day at Epic Universe, and even just talking about it, I am so excited to go back. I'll probably visit in a couple of years because it's just going to be so busy, and I am so looking forward to just seeing this park fully operational and meeting all the characters. If I were to do it again, I would probably do 2 full days there. We went on a very low capacity day. One of the team members told us that the capacity for the park is 40,000 people, and there was just under 4,000 people that day. So it was moving very efficiently. People not being able to take photos or videos made the efficiency of the park just move that much quicker because no one was stopping and taking pictures. We were all just like stopping in awe every now and then and really taking everything in. I think Epic Universe is going to change the standard for North American theme parks. It was next level. I can see myself visiting Florida again and just going to that park. There was so much to do and so much to see, so much to eat. The food was great. We had the best meal in How to Train Your Dragon. There was a bowl, there was chicken, there was broccoli, there was quinoa. I had Brussels sprouts. I've never had Brussels sprouts at a theme park ever. I had a walking mac and cheese bowl. They put mac and cheese and goldfish into a bread bowl that you can walk and eat with. It was so good. I'm telling you, this theme park, this is the one. This is insane.